All right, Colorado owners, I'm having some issues with my storage under the rear seat. Stay tuned to check out what I do. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Don't mind mess. This is all the stuff that I kept under my rear seat here. It was a mess. Plus, as you can see with all of this stuff, I needed more room. So what I did was I unbolted the 5 bolts. They look like this, the little kind of like rubber pieces that go in here that stop. That's where they go, these little guys. They kind of stop the bench, keep it in place. And then there were 4 of these kind of weird screw things. And I undid it. Here, there's those weird screws, those 4 of them, 2 on each side. Anyway, I took this out and I realized this is taking up so much space. This is for the lift. I moved that to somewhere else, so I don't really need this. I don't need this big bulky thing. I want to keep the edges all the way around, but I kind of want to get rid of all this plastic here. Or I can get rid of all of it and just stuff everything under here. But it seems like with all the kind of like off-roading I do, this stuff will all kind of flop around. I don't want that to happen. So I like the plastic, keeping the plastic piece, and I'm just gonna kind of keep the edges and maybe trim some of this off. I don't exactly know what I'm gonna do, but I want to keep the top part and the outsides all the way outside. But I want to kind of get into here, and because that's all usable space I can keep to storage. I mean, that'll hold at least one of these things. So I'm basically making a lot of room for all my tools. Now these tools I keep inside, because when I'm out and about on town or even out camping, that stuff stays locked inside. It's kind of expensive, so I would put it in my toolboxes up here. It would be easier, but it's probably not the best thing, because I don't always keep this locked. Now that you guys know, I'm kind of telling the world I don't always keep them locked, but I do have the option to lock it, and I do that often. But I want to keep this nice expensive stuff inside. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of chop this thing up. Let's see how it turns out. All right guys, so I decided to keep the sides right here because that's going to keep everything contained, all of my stuff contained. But I'm going to basically take this big chunk out. I'm going to cut across, keep this where it's at, cut across right here, and then come down and cut all of this out because I don't think I need it anymore. So I'm basically just going to cut a big rectangle. Now I just got to decide if I want to use the grinder, the Sawzall. I'm probably going to hit it with the flap wheel after I do it, but let's see what happens. I think I might start with the Sawzall. So here we go. All right, so the camera kind of twisted on me and I didn't get the footage of me cutting it out, which is actually probably a good thing. It was kind of a struggle, but I used the Sawzall and got around the edges, and this is what that's what I took out. So basically just the top. So I still have the sides on both sides. It's a little bit rough, so I'm going to kind of take the flap wheel and clean it up. Oh wow, I got to figure that one out. Okay, all right, so yeah, so basically just took the top of it out, and let's clean it up and see what it looks like. All right, so I cleaned up the edges a little bit, and let's see what happens when I throw it in. First time throwing it in, and doesn't look too bad. So basically I gained, let's see, about that much storage on each side. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. So here's the part of the frame. All right, put this down, definitely put all the hardware back in like that, all the way across. There's 2 more in the back, and then screw these down, and I definitely gained a lot of storage. So let's button this up and then see if I can fit all my stuff nice and neat back in there. All right, buttoned it all back up and basically gained this much storage on both sides there. So It's very sturdy, hasn't lost any strength at all. These little guys are a little flimsy, but I think that's only to support this thing from going forward and back. Definitely carpet all the way through. Here's the line of where the old plastic was, and it all looks pretty good. I do need to kind of clean up these edges a little bit, but not too concerned about that right now. Let's throw some of my stuff back in and see how much we can fit. All right, guys, I was expecting to gain a little bit of room, but I was not expecting to gain this much room. Before, it was a struggle just to get the tools in. Now I can get even more stuff in. I really can't believe it. I can even fit this. This usually was in another storage. I can fit that in there. I still have the sidewall, so I still have the pocket full of tools right here. I am actually blown away by how much room I just gained by cutting off the tops of each side of this. So basically that, and don't mind the garbage that I pulled out of there. Garbage plus this right here. Can't believe it. Cutting that out got me so much room. Tell me in the comments what you guys think. Did I mess up? Could I have done something different? What do you guys think? What would you do? Let me know. All right, that's a wrap, guys. Thanks for watching me chop up my storage. If anybody else has any other ideas of what I should do to gain more storage, let me know. Just hit me in the comments. I'm open. So anyway, have a good one.